All right, Jim, let's get a few more questions before we wrap things up here today. Let me close the Shopify email right here, which we will do. All right, Jim, a few more questions before we get out of here. I want to go back to a topic you just mentioned, Mercedes Mone, and her, I believe it's now 12 belts after winning the Ring of Honor Interim Women's Television Championship.
Wait a minute. What? Now what?
That was what she won at the pay-per-view from Mina Shirakawa. That was the Ring of Honor Interim Women's Television Championship.
Of Saturday nights. Okay.
So you brought up a good point earlier. The fact that Mercedes Mone having all these belts would make you think that eventually there needs to be a tour of jobs all over the world, big and small venues alike. What do you think of her doing this? I've seen people talk about, even maybe some indie promoters, that this is a big help for them. She gets these indie promotions a lot of attention. When they put her match on YouTube, it will get a much greater amount of viewers than the average match they would put on YouTube. There are people saying that Mercedes Mone, whether she's a mark for herself or not, is actually doing a great help to worldwide all the independent promotions. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there is validity in if you've got a big name talent, big name wrestler to come to an independent show, and they might sell a few extra tickets and they might sell some merchandise, or as you mentioned, they'll watch the thing on YouTube. Obviously, a lot of independent wrestling was built on having stars that were formerly on television or have some level of notoriety. When you can book them, come in, and you put that on top, and the local guys are underneath, getting experience. That's fine. But again, the whole idea of the multiple belt thing, it's no benefit to AEW because nobody's ever heard of any of these other championships to begin with. And it just looks clowny that to the average person, wait a minute, what the fuck? She's champion of 12 different things. How is that even possible? Is that just and what are these things? I've never heard of any of them. It just looks goofy. It doesn't help AEW. It helps Mercedes Mone achieve her fantasy of being Ultimo. Which Ultimo was it? The Dragon or the Guerrero? Ultimo Dragons, breaking his record. And for these smaller companies, yes, if she comes in and works, it may sell a few extra tickets or whatever. But it also, like I said, at some point, she needs to lose that belt to one of the particular promotions' regular talents to have made it worth it to put the belt on her. To when Jerry Lawler, I made the Smoky Mountain champion one time so that then he could do a favor for Bobby Blaze and try to help Bobby Blaze. So if that's the case, then that's fine, but isn't it going to be, she literally will be in a position where she will have to have some of these belts for a couple of years unless she's going to do a job every month or two. And then what the fuck good does that do? And I wait to see whether she's going to lose any or most, probably not all of these things back in the ring to their rightful places. It's being marks. All these belts, they're fans and marks are two different things. Fans are people who like something and want to support it and like to watch it. Marks are people who take it too far, get wrapped up in it, believe their own bullshit, whether they're on either side of the camera, and lose sight of what the fucking point of the whole thing is just because you think that it would be cool yourself. Whether it's a guy picking his own entrance music or somebody say, oh, wow, I'd really love to win that belt. Why? What's it going to do for you? Depends on what belt it is.
And again, she has 12 belts currently. That's a lot. I'm trying to see if there's a list of all the belts here, because I'm not even sure. I see someone emailed us 4 of them. There's 2 AEW belts she has, 1 Ring of Honor belt, and 1 CMLL belt. I'm trying to see what are the actual other belts that she has.
Well, just look around the waist of a male stripper.
Okay, here we go. This is from SE Scoops. It is a championship belt tracker for Mercedes Moné. She won the TBS Championship May 7th, 2024 in Vegas from Statlander. She won the CMLL Women's World Championship August 4th, 2024 in Arena, Mexico from Princesa Sughit. Or however you pronounce it.
Sughit?
Sughit.
Sughit.
All right. Maybe she's into Death Row Records. Mercedes Moné won the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's and Queen of the Southside Championship from Alex Windsor, January 5th, 2025 in the Tokyo Dome.
Wait a minute. What happened to Alex Windsor? She popped up and then we haven't seen her in a while.
And her husband got hurt. Or her boyfriend. Whatever the situation is, he got hurt, so who knows if that affected it.
Well, besides that, is that 2 titles or one? Is it, did she win 2 different championships there or just one, but it's called that thing?
I don't know. We'll figure that at the end because that's at least 3 or maybe 4 championships. The EWA Women's Championship, the European Wrestling Association, February 11th, 2025 from Mia Yim. The Chaotic Wrestling Women's Championship for Chaotic Wrestling in Lowell, Massachusetts. She won that March 2nd, 2025 from Paris Van Dale. Mercedes Moné won the Primetime Wrestling Women's Championship.
Oh, for God's sake.
Over Camille. April 6, 2025, Warsaw, Poland.
Poland? Fuck, maybe she was doing some advance work for Queen of the Ring, Camille over there. But number one, I wonder if Camille is still getting an AEW check. And maybe they're paying for her driving lessons. And so Camille had to put Mercedes over when Mercedes was the root of her problem to begin with there, wasn't it?
Maybe it's not the same Camille. Maybe it's Polish Camille.
Oh, good Lord.
They're in Poland. Who knows? Also, Jim, Mercedes Moné won the Bestia Women's Championship from Bestia Wrestling, B-E-S-T-Y-A, Bestia Wrestling, April 20th, 2025 in Hamburg, Germany, over Iva Koloski.
Well, I hate it that Iva Colonoscopy had to lose her belt, but where do they even hear of these places and these promotions? How do they know they exist to go and find them and win their belts?
It's a very interesting question. I don't know. Mercedes Moné won the Discovery Wrestling Scottish Women's Championship, May 2025. There's no date here. Just May. Over Casey Owens in Edinburgh.
It was Scotland. A long match.
That's right. She won the Body Slam Women's Championship on a show for Body Slam Pro Wrestling, October 2025 in Copenhagen, Denmark, over Regina Rosendahl. She also won the AEW Owen Hart Women's Cup.
Who is paying for Josephine Camel to fly all over the goddamn world with her team, I assume?
She won that over Jamie Hayter, and that was in July 2024, so I guess that's an older one here. And then 2 more. Interim Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion, October 18th, St. Louis over Mina Shirakawa. The next day, for Winnipeg Pro Wrestling Women, Winnipeg Pro Wrestling's Women's Championship is what I meant to say, at the Rumble in the Burt in Winnipeg. She won that title over Jody Threat. Jody Threat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, the Rev Pro one, I guess, is one title just with multiple names. The Undisputed British Women's and Queen of the Southside Championship.
Hopefully none of these wrestling promotions are going to be located in a forest, or elsewise we may never see her again. Because as you'll recall, she can't find her way out of the woods.
And it's not as simple as, hey, book her on a bunch of indie shows to drop these belts. They're all over the world. Poland, Germany, Canada. So I guess 2 questions to finish this up. One, can you see how this would be a big benefit to the independent promotions and why they would be happy with her? And also, how does this help AEW?
Well, again, as I said, it doesn't help AEW at all because it just confuses the issue of who their women's champion is because they have multiple ones of those. And nobody's ever heard of or are going to hear of these miscellaneous belts. And it just sounds like joke promotions, which some of them may be, some of them may be hardworking local concerns trying to establish themselves. But why? I don't know. I don't know how it would be worth it to fly this girl all the way over to Hoo-Ha, Denmark, and put her up. And how many extra tickets is she going to sell? I was thinking we were talking about, Beaverton, Oregon pro wrestling, not Switzerland or whatever. So again, there's a lot of fans that are doing this for the love of the game or the love of themselves. And I think the promoters are doing it for the love of the game, and she's doing it for the love of herself.
Also, the idea that all these promotions are just giving their belts to her to leave with them. I guess they assume she'll come back eventually and drop it, but it's their belt.
Well, it may be she's talked Tony Khan into just say, here, how much you pay for that belt? $3,000 here. Here's $3,000. Do we know that the local promoters are paying her at all? Is he paying her to go collect all these belts? Because that's a big deal to him for people to have belts. That's why he keeps having all of them made. So now that I think about it, I don't want, just by assuming that this might be a normal business deal done in the normal business way that wrestling business is done, is shortchanging Tony Khan and his willingness to just spend any amount of money to do any stupid thing because it appeals to marks. And I don't mean fans, I mean marks.